Hello and welcome to another Warcraft the audio commentary slash shoutcast slash ZOTAC number 263 finals coverage. Oh yeah, I like that one. I can go with that. That's a pretty good start catchphrase. I just need to practice saying it a bit more and it'll roll off the tongue in no time. But here we do see HawK with the Altar of Kings. Gonna go ahead and do a fairly standard build. This is not a speed built altar, just a one peasant built altar, very slow, but very standard. This map is Ancient Isles, and we're gonna see HawK down here spawning as the light blue human on the lower right part of the map, versing off against Fly, spawning as the purple orc up here on the upper right part of the map, and we're gonna see a Farseer coming out for Fly. So this is the second game in the series where we're actually gonna see the Farseer. So very interesting, and if the past game was any indication of how effective it's going to be, we're going to see a very nice game to come out for sure. But we'll have to wait and see. This is, of course, a altar barracks build, and that means there's no shop just yet, but there's going to be that grunt, and, of course, there's a number of different ways Fly can do this build. But with the Farseer on its way out, it's going to be interesting. Now, I do see, of course, a scout peasant on its way out, or a scout militia, I guess you could call it, coming across the map. Now, coming up here to scout and see exactly what is Fly doing, and it should be able to catch that Fly is building a Farseer. The issue is that he's probably going to lose this peasant here, and it's going to give 25 experience over to Fly right there. Going to take one hit immediately from that peon going into that burrow, and there it is. Of course, it's well worth giving 25 experience to find out that your opponent is going Farseer and not Blade Master. That's a pretty big deal. And however, he can also still has a chance to deny the peasant, and actually Fly is going to back off and not kill the militia, which is interesting. Of course, he might reconvene and find it here and kill it, but it's going to be able to run away, and that's going to be good for him for at least a little while. It's gonna be much harder to deny it if he does go ahead and kill it with this wolf. He could, and he's trying to get away, but yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna happen right there. To me, that's the most interesting thing going on right now. But we also saw the camp right there being crept out with the militia and the archmage, and this peasant's going to go down, unfortunately for him, for HawK, but he will go ahead and pick up 25 experience on that Farseer. The Archmage is at 188, very, very close. If he kills this, he could go ahead and, nope, he would have hit level 2, I think, from killing one of those wolves. The wolf experience gain was actually nerfed fairly recently. I don't quite know how much it was nerfed by, but I think it doesn't give as much. It used to give a ton, but now they don't give as much. But that's fine, because it was a little bit ridiculous how much they gave. We're gonna go ahead and see, yeah, Fly trying to take that experience right there, not gonna be able to do so. HawK picking up that experience himself. We do have these wolves in here, and there's an arcane tower about to be finished. Some of these peasants turning into militia to fight these wolves off. You're gonna see once again Fly unable to get any of that experience right there. HawK picking up both the experiences from all three of those, both the experiences from all three of those gnolls. No, he picked up the experience from all of those creeps right there for his Archmage, which is nice. And we're going to see now that Fly is running across the map. Fly going to go ahead and wake up this creep camp, and is going to try to creep out just the Null Overseer, because he did manage to pull the Troll Berserkers over here onto what's his name, HawK's army. But HawK now just going to run up this way, up to the top part of the map. Will he go ahead and try to creep this out? Yes, he's going to pull these out, and of course you generally want to pull these out because you can't really get in otherwise. It's very difficult, but we're going to see him going to get scouted by these wolves. Yes, indeed. Just trying to creep this out as well. This one footman that's very low on HP probably going to get, nope, not going to get attacked by these wolves, or maybe they will. Actually going to get a purge off on it, and now we're going to see some of these wolves, yep, trying to steal the experience once again, still going to miss it, still just at 25 experience on that Farseer from basically being unable to get any experience kills, which is unfortunate. We're going to see that Archmage is now halfway through level 2. We're going to see perhaps a footman going down. Yeah, that footman's probably going to go down. It's going to be very hard to keep it alive, and it's going to go ahead and go down. So giving some experience over here to the Farseer finally. One of these wolves will that go down as well. Yes, indeed. As you can see, feeding just a little bit of experience to the Archmage, a little bit closer to level 3, of course. And we're going to see that Farseer actually taking a lot of damage right now in this fight, down to 128 life. Doesn't have a lot of life. He does only spawn with 475 life, which is pretty low, fairly low as well. Of course, the Archmage also fairly low. He is level 2 now with his Circle of Nobility, and that's why he has 525 life. But as you can see, it's both players have fairly low HP heroes. So you have to be careful microing them about. Now we do see this clash. These grunts are going to be forced to run away, and they're not going to be able to do a lot. I mean, these 3 footmen and 2 water elementals versus 3 grunts. It's not really going to be much of a contest there. But we do have these little footmen, these little wolves coming in here, as you can see. Again, just feeding a bit of experience to the Archmage and trying to maybe pick off him. I don't know. He might have been able to. I don't know if I saw him. I didn't see him, but I don't know. He might have. But looked like they were just running away. Down here, we're going to see it looks like now that Farseer coming back in to help reinforce this fight. Those 3 grunts, of course, much stronger with a Farseer and 2 wolves there as well. But they're not going to give up, because HawK is also bringing his army in here. Now we see a 4th grunt on the way out. So still level 1 on that Farseer. Really unfortunate for Fly, but that Tauren Chieftain is out. We're actually going to see a Beastmaster being picked up as the 2nd hero for HawK. HawK is saying, I'm going to try this Beastmaster as my 2nd hero against this stuff and see how that goes. And we'll see if it works, right? And it could. And that Farseer, you're going to get a little bit of experience. Also going to give a little bit of experience to the Tauren Chieftain, picking up a Ring of Protection +2 from that camp. The Beastmaster coming in here with a lot of summons now. Lots of summons onto these Orc burrows. Will we be able to see them going down? We could. We do see a oh, sorry about that. Burrow in the back there being built as well. We could see this happening. We do see a Beastmaster, a Beastry, as well as a Spirit Lodge. We're going to see that Archmage taking some damage. As you can see, these grunts really not able to do too much, just right-clicking onto that Quill Beast right there. A nice shockwave going to hit 3 of those footmen. One of these burrows now going down. At this point, we're going to see that Archmage now actually taking some damage as well. Still providing the Brilliance Aura as long as he can, but he's going to have to back off. This time he doesn't have enough mana to summon another Water Elemental. We're going to see that Shockwave. I think it only hit 1 footman right there. Switching burrows over here, we just have too many peasants or peons repairing that burrow right there. And we're going to see these footmen now actually going to go ahead and try to take out something, but now they're just gonna have to retreat. We're gonna see 2 of those footmen going down right there. Nicely done. Of course, there are still 2 Quill Beasts right here trying to right click onto that burrow. See an ensnare going off onto this footman, so 1 more footman will go down, and that's gonna have now level 2 on the Farseer, level 1 halfway through level 1, a little over halfway through level 1 on that Tauren Chieftain. And 1 Quill Beast left in the base, but it's not going to do too much. It's about to expire, and honestly, even if it wasn't, 1 Quill Beast isn't a lot. So we do see now some casters once again with the casters against this chain wave strategy. Of course, the Fly has not been able to get a lot of experience in this game. HawK has done a really good job keeping them from getting experience, and that's going to matter because if you don't have high level heroes, at least 3/3, your chain wave is not going to be very strong. It's going to be very much harder to kill these casters that are in the back. There's still going to be the priest healing them up. There's going to be slow, so it's going to be much more difficult. Over here, we're going to see it looks like Fly backing the Farseer off to give level 2 to the Tauren Chieftain. Of course, it's going to let him pick up Endurance Aura, and there it is. That's 5% attack speed and 10% movement speed at level 1. And yeah, it's just going to be able to get fairly close to level 3 from that creep camp actually on that Tauren Chieftain. As you can see, picking up a Book of the Dead, pretty nice item to have actually, and that Farseer now really kind of still early on in level 2, maybe 30% in, but that Tauren Chieftain really about 60% into level 2. So now we're going to see pulling this creep camp out, and nicely done with that ensnare on that Null Overseer, which means it can't do any damage. Well, it does do some damage because it does have the Command Aura right there, and I guess that's Command Aura. I guess maybe they're worried about you charming a creep. That made no sense. Let me explain. If you pick up the Warsong Battle Drums, it says does not stack with Command Aura, and I was always wondering how could you possibly get Command Aura in Warcraft 3 ladder game? And I guess you could, charm one of those units, possess one of those units, and that would give you Command Aura, and so that's why it says that. But interesting bit of trivia, I guess. I'm not sure that's really much trivia, but hey, I mean, whatever. So level 3 is on that Archmage, and we're gonna see that Beastmaster now about almost halfway through level 2 at this point. Gonna go ahead and go with Bear, which is an interesting choice. I guess it's a fairly tanky choice. Better than HawK. He doesn't really need HawK because why do you get HawK? You get HawK for scouting and because it reveals invisible units. There's no Blade Master, no real reason to get HawK at level 2. We're gonna see that Farseer now almost level 3. The Tauren Chieftain is into level 3 now. He does pick up Sentry Wards and a Scroll of Healing and a Scroll of Speed on that Farseer right there. Now we do see there are gonna be some 2 raiders out, and this could be, the Fly has crept pretty well in this game. A Robe of Magi actually being picked up with +6 intelligence for that Beastmaster, about to hit level 3, very, very close. Going to be able to get that Tome of Intelligence +2 as well. Yes, giving him a ton of mana. TPing back in, Fly was able to take out that shop, but we're going to see now these wolves in here trying to do some harass, not a huge amount. We're going to see Fly speed of scrolling out of there. Speed of scroll, yeah, no, speed scrolling out of there is what we normally say, but it was of course a scroll of speed. I'm gonna rebuild that shop, and now that Archmage about to hit level 4, but this Beastmaster really close, 2 experience away from level 3, and he does have some nice items. As you can see, he can be used to tank now because he does have that Ankh of Reincarnation, and of course if he dies, it means he'll be revived 500 life 5 seconds later, and he won't have any mana, but with the Brilliance Aura, it's not a huge concern. Coming here to the shop, maybe to buy an item, maybe a Scroll of Healing or a Potion of Invulnerability. I would sell this probably and buy the scroll of healing and the potion of vulnerability. But looks like gonna force Fly to TP out of this fight, out of this right here. Yeah, just TPing out, and that's nice. It's very nice. And we're going to see passing the scroll of healing over to the Archmage almost certainly, because if you use one on your Beastmaster, it's going to go on a cooldown. But maybe you'll keep both onto this guy, because honestly, it's not that bad of an idea either, because your HawK, your Archmage might be running at the outskirts of battle and never really being able to get into a position where he can actually use scroll of healing. But I still kind of expect him to pass it one over to the Archmage, in all honesty. Just because, you know, you can always maneuver your Archmage into a position to get a good scroll off, but who knows, you know, he may not. And that Farseer trying to come over here to the shop, not really going to be able to do so. It's going to be able to place a ward right here, which if we want to look at, we can see how the vision it is. It's a fairly good ward right there. As you can see, it gives you a lot of vision, really a nice amount, and that's kind of half of the map right there. It's in terms of half of the entry. There's only 3 ways into your base, really. One is down this way, and down this middle part of the map. Really doesn't matter which part of the map you're on, but really any way through here. And then you really have this part, and that's the only 2 real entrances to your base. So with this ward, you kind of get vision of almost all of this part. You could maybe sneak by this way if you knew the ward was there, but you probably wouldn't. You would probably just run all the way through, so he could tell, you know, Fly would be able to see if he was coming in from that way, which is why I call it maybe half the map right there, really. And you can tell also with this shop. And so really, as you can see, it's just a big chunk of the map. It's more closer to like 1/16 of the actual map being revealed right there, but whatever. And that's just a guess again, but whatever. Anyway, so you guys are probably gonna be like, don't talk about random stuff. Why are you talking about the war? It doesn't matter. But anyway, there is a fight going underway. You see that bear being dispelled out of there. We're gonna see another water elemental also being dispelled as well. There is a spellbreaker right here, and gonna go down because it was taking some damage, and I think it was ensnared right there. You'll see some militia coming in here onto these spirit walkers in the back. You'll see a speed scroll getting some of these units out into the back, repositioning his army, trying to knock into a bad spot. You're gonna see a really nice shockwave right there, hitting all of those units right there. Level 2 bear actually being picked up by HawK. That bear now 900 HP has suffered several dispels. That was a decent shockwave right there, and a dispel to pick that bear off, and another chain lightning coming in here. So this is actually, I think, Fly's in the better position right here, but really HawK's still not doing too badly just yet. Honestly, yeah, those spellbreakers are still doing nicely, and that Beastmaster can tank quite a bit as well. You see another shockwave and a chain lightning right there, picking off a priest and making these sorceresses very low on HP. And are there any more healing scrolls? No, it doesn't look like it. I think he might have just passed one onto the Archmage and used that. I'm not sure. But either way, we can see that Archmage getting fairly low at this point, as well as that Beastmaster summoning one more Raging Bear. And he is level 4 now, picking up level 4 on that Beastmaster. Going to go ahead and take some more damage. We're going to see a ensnare and some more damage going off onto this Beastmaster. He's going to go ahead and have to onk. That's not a huge issue for him because, of course, it'll give him a lot more life. 500 life is coming back into this battle now. Will we see a chain wave? Nope. There's not really enough mana to cast shockwave. Yes, about to be enough mana. Needs 125, I believe, on that Farseer to cast chain lightning, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, he's going to actually get several hits from that spellbreaker and just going to keep him down below 100 mana. And so it looks like HawK actually wins that fight, and so nicely done by by HawK to win the fight. Fly on the retreat, and yeah, let's look at the food counts. We're going to see 47 out of 66 food for HawK and 33 out of 70 for Fly. So Fly really is in a bit of trouble right here. And he's actually going to go ahead and perhaps lose one more peon right there. Yes, indeed. Summon a Quillbeast and another bear out. So that is now 2 bears out and a Quillbeast, 2 Quillbeasts as well. These bears are really powerful little guys. As you can see, 28 to 30 damage. Of course, both of these guys have, 26 to 30 damage on the Quillbeast, but both of these guys have quite a bit of damage on them. But the difference is that we do have the Raging Bear at melee damage or normal damage and piercing damage on the Quillbeast. So you know, it's interesting, but it's just, yeah, the bears are really good tanks as well with that 900 HP, and they take a lot of dispels to actually kill. So we saw lots of dispels actually from the Spirit Walkers, and the bears have always been kind of in those dispels. Normally kind of keeps those trying to keep doing really as efficient as possible with Fly's dispels, because he is limited on the number of dispels. As you can see, once again, level 5 on the Archmage, level 2 Brilliance Aura, really level 2 Brilliance Aura giving a ton of mana, as you can see, making it so you can actually go ahead and keep summoning all of these units. And really, this is a really unfortunate spot for Fly now, because he can't really fight this army, and this army is really just kind of decimating his base. We do see that shop going down. We do see now these water elementals really doing a good amount of damage now to these orc burrows. You see that bear coming into the peasant line, picking peon off, really. So as you can see, Fly just trying to keep pulling back in, saying I'm going to keep coming back in just a little bit, trying really hard not to lose any units here. Going to go ahead and have to speed scroll out again because a slow was cast onto that raider. Going to go ahead and get a healing salve up on it. And then we're going to see the Beastmaster walking over here to this shop. The army kind of chilling out right here at this ramp, knowing that he can protect his Beastmaster no problem. If he walks over there, picks up, I think, a scroll of Town Portal, as well as a scroll of healing right there. And it looks like he's coming back into his base now. Fly trying to finish off these summons, gets one of them. But if we look, we can see that the Tauren Chieftain now has a potion of mana and a robe of the Magi. That's really it. He does have a lot of mana, though. And, the Farseer also has a decent amount of mana as well, but the question is, will he be able to get some nice chain waves off here to take out all these? God. Sorry about that. The casters gets a nice shockwave off, hits I think 3 or 4 units right there, and let's see here. We're gonna see now that will there be a chain lightning coming in? Well, that'll be the question. He's just going to right-click that priest, trying to kill. Goes ahead and kills it, but now getting hit by these breakers. No, the breakers are not getting hit by anything. Really, HawK's just in a great position here. There's so many units for HawK compared to the very low unit count to Fly. And all of these slows going off, there's not really enough dispels. We're going to go ahead and see that Robe of Magi being dropped and the potion being used. Let's go ahead and get another shockwave off right there. Going to pick off that source just as well. And going to go ahead and looks like, yes, indeed, just HawK overwhelming him with summons, really, as well as his casters and his breakers. So Fly not in the greatest position here still. He's still fighting. He's still fighting indeed. Going to go ahead and lose that Tauren Chieftain, however, it looks like, and call GG. So, you know, it was an interesting game, and HawK really, you know, saying I got a better strategy to deal with your Farseer first this time around. So if you missed game 2, right? Yeah, game 2, you can click right there. Game 4 will be right here. And again, this is the best of 5 for ZOTAC Finals number 263 indeed. So, yeah, post commentary, besides that, not really much else to say. Nice job by HawK, really nice job by HawK. He did a good job keeping Fly's heroes low level early on, which meant he didn't get decimated and destroyed in the mid game, and that allowed him really to do a really strong push and cancel some buildings, do some damage to his economy, and it worked out pretty well overall. So it worked out pretty well, and up to this point, I don't think we've seen Fly really lose with that strategy. I don't know. I mean, we've seen several games of it, so I don't know, but either way, like I said, it was interesting. It was a good game, and hopefully you guys will like it. You liked it, and if you did, you can always check out Game 4, which click right there, and I'll see you there.